The 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations has been a colorful and festive tournament filled with many epic moments and surprises along the way. The Super Falcons of Nigeria came into the competition with a quest to win its 10th title, which it tagged Mission X. Having won 9 of the 14 editions of the competition, Nigeria has always come back to win the competition in the next edition every time they had lost out on winning it. Like clockwork, they have gotten to the final after topping their group, blazing through Zambia with a 5-0 victory and beating defending champion South Africa 2-1 in an eventful semi-final match. Can Nigeria beat host Morocco to make it its 10th win in the WAFCON tournament? Let's get into it. As we get into the video, we implore you to subscribe to our channel. We urge you to keep supporting our channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing our videos as we strive to create a lot more exciting content for your viewing pleasure. On to the video. After a goalless draw against Portugal in one of those friendlies, then went on to beat Ghana by 3-1 in its final friendly before the competition. As the competition kicked off, there were fears that the Super Falcons didn't get enough opportunities to train together or play friendlies until within weeks of the competition. However, Nigeria started the competition with a theoretically decent start, topping their group with mixed results in a group that included Tunisia, Algeria, and Botswana. To allay all doubts about its intentions to win its 10th title, the Super Falcons pulled off a devastating display of clinical finishing against Zambia in a 5-0 drubbing in the quarter-finals. This announced Nigeria's intent and catapulted them to being favorites for the title, considering its record in the competition. Zambia came into the match parading one of the deadliest attacking pairs in Barbara Banda and Rachel Kundinanji, and made a few good attempts at punishing Nigeria. However, Nigeria had an answer for all Zambia's forays into the Nigerian half, and the result, as they say, is history. The subsequent semi-final fixture pitted Nigeria against the defending champion South Africa, while Ghana had to duel against hosts Morocco. Nigeria came out smoking early against South Africa, creating at least 3 or 4 clear-cut chances in the first half before winning and scoring a penalty at the end of the half. The Super Falcons dictated the play in the first half and showed more physical strength and purpose in its attack against a South African side struggling to keep up with the Super Falcons. In the second half, South Africa grew into the game, creating a few chances of its own. In the 60th minute, South Africa similarly won a penalty, which it put away to draw level. At the 4th minute of extra time, during a jostle for an aerial ball between the South African defense and the Super Falcons attack, South African winger Gabriela Salgado incurred a freak accident that had players on both sides scurrying away in horror. She suffered what was presumably a broken ankle that saw her stretchered off the pitch, and will later on receive surgery for this incident, where the Super Eagles would show great sportsmanship and solidarity by visiting her in the hospital. This unfortunate incident stopped the match for about 5 minutes, but eventually both teams picked themselves up to continue the match. At this point, they had most likely resigned themselves to a potential draw, with the possibility of a penalty shootout looming. However, in the 4th minute of extra time, Nigerian right-back Michelle Alozie had other ideas as she struck a ball towards the South African goal from just over the halfway line on the left side of South Africa's defense. She most likely was hoping to get a nod in or for it to fall to a Super Falcon striker to score. The ball, however, sailed past players from both teams to sneak into the South African goal for what inevitably was a winning goal. The Nigerian team went into celebrations, and the referee ended the match a few minutes later. This semi-final victory sets the stage for the finals against Morocco after its victory over Ghana, in a similarly dramatic match after Ghana had gone ahead early. Morocco equalized in the second half, and in the subsequent penalty shootout after the end of the match, Morocco ran out victorious, outshooting Ghana 4 penalties to 2. Nigeria comes into the final match against Morocco on Saturday with a need to be able to ignore the home crowd support for Morocco, as this will most likely be a factor in the final in Nigeria's quest for victory. The Super Falcons midfield and defense will also need to curtail the runs of their captain and dangerous goal threat Ghislaine Shebak. On the technical side, Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu has largely maintained a starting lineup that had Asisiat Oshawala in the first half and took her out in the second half in 2 of the matches. After her first goal in the first match, her performance seemed lackluster. Her response time has definitely taken a hit in recent times, and she seems far from prior fitness levels when she was scoring freely at Barcelona. In her defense, in the first 2 matches she wasn't getting much service as the midfield consisted of 2 defensive or box-to-box midfielders, and captain Rashidat Ajibade played away from her usual position on the right side of attack. The one midfielder with any decent passing ability, Jennifer Echegini, didn't play in the first 2 matches. Toni Payne, who plays naturally in attacking midfield, a position which she played very well at the World Cup in 2023, was played on the right side of attack. Subsequently, the coach decided to play Chiwendu Ihezuo in attack from the start after her 2 goals coming off the bench in the group stages. Esther Okoronkwo created the assists for those 2 goals, which created a dilemma for coach Justin Madugu as to where to play Esther, as her skill, creativity, and vision going forward was too glaring to be ignored. Coach Justin Madugu subsequently decided to play her up front in the middle with Chiwendu Ihezuo on the left and Folashade Ijamilusi on the right in the quarterfinal match against Zambia. This paid off as Esther Okoronkwo went on to display a masterclass in playmaking in that match, providing 2 assists and scoring a goal in the 33rd minute herself. Esther Okoronkwo almost added to her 4 assists, which is the highest in the tournament, with her chest down in the 4th minute of that semi-final match for Jennifer Echegini to strike, which she missed narrowly with a well-struck shot at goal. She also nearly added to her goal tally with a point-blank shot saved by goalkeeper Andile Dlamini, which rebounded to Ihezuo, only for the follow-up to be blocked on the line. Her movement and positioning consistently troubled defenses in the matches she has played, showing how pivotal she will be in the final match on Saturday against Morocco. Rashidat Ajibade will also be pivotal in midfield, as her control and hold-up play in midfield has been very pivotal for the Super Falcons. Although this is probably not her best position, as she is more accustomed to running down the right side of attack where she is more of a goal threat, she has thrived in the midfield role. The coach is unlikely to change the formation of his side in that final, which has worked so well so far. However, moving her to the right might just be a strategy the Moroccans will not see coming. Jennifer Echegini has to also bring her scoring boots in that match, as she has been unable to score a goal in the competition despite her obvious ability of doing so, and her scoring record for her club especially. All her shots in the competition so far have been either wayward or very close calls, and just maybe, the final might be where she gets her moment. Chioma Okafor, who was included in the team ahead of Gift Monday as a potential joker, has not gotten a run out in the competition due to an apparent injury. If she is fit and the situation gets critical, it may not be surprising to see her make an appearance in the final. Nigeria ought to know the pecking order of its strikers, but at the moment all strikers in the team have at best average scoring records, as Asisat Oshawala is way past her prime. However, Chinedu Ihezuo has been immense for Nigeria, with her physicality and goal threat. Though not as prolific an option as the alternatives, she has shown her ability and has been impactful for the Super Falcons. It is unfortunate that Nigeria did not come to the competition with its best-performing striker Gift Monday and lost out on a player like Evelyn Ije, daughter of former Super Eagles striker Peter Ije, who plays for AC Milan. However, so far Nigeria has thrived with its options at the 2025 WAFCON. It may also be a blessing in disguise, as most teams find it difficult to pinpoint a singular goal threat in the Super Falcons to plan for defensively. The final puzzle in the final match will be the ability of the Super Falcons to deal with the incursions of the Moroccan captain and lethal goal threat Ghislaine Chabak. If they can pull off the same sort of defensive display like they did against Zambia, curtailing one of the deadliest attacking pair in the world, and just like they have done against every other team they have come across at the 2025 WAFCON, then Morocco is in for a torrid time on Saturday. Also, if the players at the disposal of the Super Falcons on Saturday play at their best, then Nigeria may just pull off the Mission X directive by winning the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations. As the Super Falcons head into Saturday's final, we hope the Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu gets things right in his strategy. We also hope that good fortune continues to smile on the Super Falcons and they come home with the ultimate prize. On a parting note, we must compliment Morocco for getting to 2 consecutive WAFCON finals. This is a living testament to the effect that major investment in soccer can have on the success of a team, as no other team in Africa has received as much support from their FA as Morocco on the continent. Thanks for watching. As usual, if you like our content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, please leave a comment letting us know whether you think the Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu should make a few changes to his lineup or stick with the existing players in their current position. See you in the next video.